Good afternoon or good evening, actually, because it's now 5:01. Good evening, year six, and welcome to your last transition session. Right, just to remind everyone in terms of housekeeping, please scan the QR code. So, phone, camera, scan, or you go to slido.com and enter hash 274076. And as you do that, please start by shouting out hello in the chat window. You can see who is here. We've got Mr. McPaul and myself. So in the chat window, let's get a big fat hello. Good evening. Hi, Miss Shallow. I want to see it all coming through. Okay, so Mr. McPaul and I have got a big, we're big and ready. We've got a big surprise for you today as well. So please make sure you're in the chat. Make sure you've asked all your other friends to join. You can even tag team to make sure that you've got enough forces behind you. So when we're now celebrating your successes today, make sure that you are more than ready. Okay, just a quick reminder. Could you ensure that your name, so for example, I'm going to go in there. Oh, can I go in and do that? Right, so make sure you have your name and your school. So I can see Ava from Upland. I love that. Anonymous, I don't know who you are. Mr. McPaul and I are going to make sure we do exact same thing. So we're going to go and make sure that we tag ourselves. So when we comment in the chat window, you know exactly who's commented. And obviously we're from BA. So if you see Mr. McPaul, you know it's Mr. McPaul. If you see Miss Shallow, you know it's me. We're both representing Team BA. Hi, Jesse and Paige. Oh, you missed last session, Jesse and Paige. I don't remember seeing you both last session. Hi, Charlotte from Brampton. So waiting for more people to literally get their tag name correct. Welcome again, Razak. I'm going to go, Mr. McPaul. I hope you're doing the same thing. I'm going to go and then literally go and log on to Slido myself on my phone. So I'm nice and ready. So I said hi to everyone. You can see it's Miss Shallow. We're waiting for a few of you to like literally change your names as well. Hi, Sasha. How are you today, Sasha? Okay, we're waiting for Mr. McPaul as well to get his message so we can see his tag as well. We've got Freddie from Hillgrove. Right, year six. Guess what happened in your last checkout? So no one wrote their primary school. I had to guess your primary school from your emails, for those of you that actually took part using your school emails, but nobody had their primary school. So when we do our celebrations today, I can't actually tag you to your primary school. So let's make sure we get it right for today's session. So when you do Mr. McPaul's checkout, make sure on the checkout where it says primary school, you write the name of your primary school. Okay, so I think we're ready to go because I think most people have now actually joined the Slido. So you're all in the chat. I can see a few hellos are coming through. I'm gonna go and read some of those comments. I feel like I'm a bit distracted at the moment. There's some couple of really good questions. I want to find out what they're about. Okay, so in the chat window, I want to know what is today's session. So what subject are we going to be covering in today's club? In the chat window, let's see who's the first to get it correct. Oh, who was the first? Oh, it all kind of came flooding. Okay, we've got Farid. Farid got it first. Oh. Well done. Let's all clap for him. So I'm going to be passing you over to Mr. McPaul for your virtual horrible history club activity today. Right, ladies and gents, have fun. Over to you.
No, I'm not. Hello. Right, I've been unmuted. Yes, thank you, Miss Shallow. I'm delighted to be here with you. I'm so glad that you've turned up. If not in real life, virtually. So, welcome to Horrible History Club. We've got a fascinating curriculum at Bexley Heath Academy, and our students love history. They love history. They always love picking it in Year 9 for options evening. So, you can see we've got quite a few different faces there. That's going to give you a bit of a hint about what's to come tonight. Okay, so we've got an eclectic range. Oh, that's a good word, isn't it? Eclectic. That means a wide range of different topics which we are going to focus on tonight. So, Miss, if we can go on to the next slide, that'll be lovely to the jubblies. Thank you. Right, now, this is where you can put your comments on the Slido. Okay, what do you know about these 3 pictures? Okay, so there's 3 pictures. What do you know? Okay, sorry, I'm just going to... Oh, my screen's going to turn itself off. It's an annoying thing about screens at BA. Wait a minute. So, there we go. It didn't turn itself off. Brilliant. So, what do you know about these 3 pictures? Put the answers in the Slido. Okay, all right, horrible history. Right. Okay, thank you, Ava. All right, but what do you know about these 3 pictures? What do they make you think of? What ideas could they inspire? Yes, one is the Egyptians, indeed. Thank you, very good. Thank you. One is for the Egyptians. Keep on contributing, guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Yeah, what do you know about those? Okay, thank you, Razak. That's Rome, the first moon landing. Yes. That's the first moon landing. That's Neil Armstrong, I think, in 1969, and he's landed on the moon. Okay, and that was in the space race against the Soviet Union, because the space race got the first man in space. And I'll be really impressed if anyone can tell me who the first man in space is. And I'm going to tell you, it's not Neil Armstrong. Okay, so we've got Fareed. Fareed, you've already said Neil Armstrong. I don't know if that was answering that question, or if you're saying that's Neil Armstrong in the picture. Oh, Sasha, really good. Spartans, I love that. Spartans were a really fascinating group of people. Okay, and they were in ancient Greece, although Greece wasn't unified, and they were a warrior people. Okay, so fascinating contribution there. Yes, the warriors. Okay, so yeah, so basically in ancient Rome, you used to have gladiators, and they used to fight until the death. Okay, so let me see. So it was Yuri. Thank you, Razak. It was Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space, and he was from the Soviet Union. Okay, and that, I believe, was in 1960 something. But I know that they have the first satellite in space as well, and that was called Sputnik. Okay, so anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. Right, can anyone tell me, you said the ancient Egyptians, but what are those things there? Spartacus was a gladiator. Thank you, Sasha, from Castilian Primary. And thank you, Charlotte, for saying Yuri Gagarin. Yes, indeed. But Spartacus was a gladiator. Spartacus. I am Spartacus. So Spartacus led a rebellion, a slave revolt against the Roman Empire. Okay, it was quite successful. Yes, pyramids. Thank you, Ava, and thank you, Jesse and Paige from Bursted Woods. Okay, we like uplands and we like Bursted Woods. They're quite close to us. We've got many of your students in our school from older year groups, and they've been very welcome here. But yeah, the pyramids are fascinating. How did they build them? How did the ancient Egyptians build them? We still don't know till today. Right. I think Miss maybe wants us to move on. Okay, shall we move on? We move on to the next slide, Miss? Yes? Okay. Here's a good one. Right, so thank you, Razak. Yes, right, ropes. Okay, right, Tutankhamun. Yeah, Tutankhamun is one of the pharaohs. It's true. And yeah, ropes was one of the ways they think, but they failed to do it today. Now, but guys, who am I? Do you know these significant people from history? Right, guys, just crack on. Yeah, let's see if you can name any. Florence Nightingale. Thank you, Fareed. Okay, and Jesse, I'm glad I have your brother. You have to tell me his name. Anyway, Fareed from Hillsgrove. Florence Nightingale on the right, okay? Number one isn't Napoleon. Number 1 is Churchill. But thank you, Sasha. Napoleon is on the slides, however. Okay, and guys, as well as saying their name, if you can get a cheeky little fact in, that will really impress me. I've got to say, Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of Britain during World War II, but not from the start. At the start, we had Neville Chamberlain, who replaced Neville Chamberlain. after I think Norway was conquered by the Germans. Okay, Queen Victoria. Yes, Queen Victoria is number 4. Thank you. Okay, so Razak. We've got Winston Churchill, Henry. Which Henry? Napoleon, Queen Victoria, Elizabeth I, Hitler, Caesar. Okay, yes, it's King Henry VIII. Thank you, Ava. Wow, so many contributions. This is brilliant, guys. Right, so yes, Henry VIII, Elizabeth I, Napoleon. Adolf Hitler is number 6. Yes, Adolf Hitler, who was born in Austria. He wasn't even German. Okay, so yes, Adolf Hitler. You'll look at him in GCSE history. We studied him. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria we studied at A level. It's part of the British Empire. Adolf Hitler, yes. He was horrible. He was horrible. That's why it's horrible history. So Adolf Hitler was German leader in World War II. Was horrible. Yes, he was anti-Semitic. He was very cruel to Jewish people, and we'll learn about the Holocaust. That's a very important part of the history that we learn at BA here. Okay, so Sasha Castilian, you said what? Okay, what? Okay, right. So right, Joe. Okay, that's very good. All right. Well, I'm sure he's a good lad. Caesar, yes. So that is Julius Caesar there, number 7, and he was attempting to be a dictator in ancient Rome, and he was stabbed to death by many people, and apparently one of his best friends also stabbed him, and he said, "You too, Brutus." Okay, you as well, Brutus. Okay, he was so surprised. Julius Caesar, he was a horrible dictator. He used to wear purple boots to show that he was a kingly man. Yes. Okay. Queen Victoria. Yeah, Queen Victoria. She reigned for a very long time, but our current queen has Elizabeth II has outreigned her. Okay. Right. So I think we've named all of those. Has anyone got any details about Elizabeth I? Maybe just quickly before we go next. 64 years she reigned for. Okay. Right. So yeah. Right. Lovely details, guys. Lovely details. Right, I'm just going to wait for you to respond to that last question, and if no one's got any deets, we can move on. So Elizabeth I, yes, Caesar fell in love with Cleopatra. That's true. He did. He was bewitched by her, but it wasn't because she was beautiful. That's a myth. It was actually because she had such a good personality. Okay. Right. Her dad is Henry VIII. Yeah. So Elizabeth I's dad was Henry VIII. She was his second daughter, but she was the third to be a monarch after he died, because he had 3 children. One was a boy and one was an older sister. Okay, guys, Miss Shallow, that was brilliant. They've all done excellently. So let's go on to the next one. Right, so guys, we've got a nice little video. Now, I'm not sure if Miss is going to play. Are you going to play, Miss? Okay, so keep your peepers peeled. Keep your eyes peeled on this. Okay, guys, sorry about the lack of sound there. We did try to rectify that. However, they did have the subtitles on. So, question 1: where in England did William Duke of Normandy land his forces? Where did he land his forces? Can we have an answer in the chat? Thank you, on Slido. York. Right. That wouldn't have been the best place to travel from Normandy. So, wait a minute. Why do we all think York? Right. And where's Michelle gone on the StreamYard? She seems to have disappeared. Right. So I can't see the questions. I can't see the questions, guys. Sorry. Michelle has disappeared. So that makes my life a little bit hard. Just bear with me. I'll right. Hastings, thank you. Right, that's what I was looking for. Right. Thank you. There you go. All right. So that's why it was the Battle of Hastings. All right. It wasn't very far for him to travel. Sorry, I have to flick between two slides now because Michelle has disappeared. Okay. Who did William this isn't great, is it? I don't know if you can I present my slides? Let me see. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can just present the slides. 1 second. Right, sorry, guys. Okay, slides. I'm just trying to help you out here. Right. Is Michelle back there or? Michelle's back. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Sorry. Right. Who did William believe he had named him an heir? Okay. Answers in the chat, guys. So well done to Nathan from May Place Primary. Who did William believe had named him an heir to the English throne? Any answers, guys? Any answers to that? Do you need a helpful hint? Okay, John. Hastings is the correct answer, number 1. So who named him the heir? Okay. Who did William believe had named him the heir? Do you not know? I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to get the answer in, guys, and then I'm going to give the answer and then move on. Not Harold. Yes, King Edward. Thank you, Praise. Okay. So it was Edward the Confessor. Edward the Confessor. Well done, Razak. Edward the Confessor. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, what did William promise to those who helped him conquer England? What did William promise to those who helped him conquer England? What was his great promise? Answers in the chat, guys. Answers in the chat. Riches. Yes. Land, specifically. So land would give you money, okay, in those times, okay? Land would give you money. Right. Okay. Right. So let's see. Question 4. All right. Yep, to give them land. Thank you, Razak. Okay. So how many men were in William Duke of Normandy's army? How many men were in William Duke of Normandy's army? Okay. How many men? 7,000. Thank you. That is correct. Well done, Razak. Razak, you're doing very well on this quiz. Well done. Okay. How many ships? Yes, approximately. Approximately. It was between 4,000 and 7,000. How many ships did William have? How many ships did William have? We're getting varying numbers here. Okay. $1,000 ships. Well done, Oliver. Thank you. That is correct. 1,000. Okay. When did the winds finally change? When did the winds finally change? 9 a.m. Right. So when did they change for the Battle of Hastings? Okay. It's not 9 a.m., 9 a.m., guys. Right. I'm going to let you know. It's the month where you start school. So there's your hint. It's the month where you start school. September. Well done, Razak. Thank you. Late September. Okay, let's move on. Where did Harold have to travel from to fight William? Well done, Farid, and well done, Sasha. Where did Harold have to travel to fight from William? York. Thank you, Sasha. Yes, he fought all the way up in York, so he had to go and fight Harold Hardrada, Harold the Hard Ruler, who was a Viking warrior, and he defeated them. Okay, what did the English create on the crest of the hill? So well done, Razak. Well done, Jess. Well done, John. Good answers there. Okay, what did the English create on the crest of the hill? Well done, Nathan. What did the English create on the crest of the hill? A wall. Thank you, Jesse and Paige. A shield wall. Okay, it was a defensive formation. That's how Vikings used to fight, believe it or not, like the Romans, with a shield wall and a defensive formation. All right, well done, John. Well done, Jesse. Okay, so next question. Which two weapons did the Normans have, which the English didn't? Thank you, Razak, for a strolled. Yes, so, right, not clubs and daggers. Okay, not clubs and daggers. You could say, why the long face? This, right, so, yeah. Well, we've got one. Okay, so, yeah, they used, their cavalry, so they were on horseback, and yes, they used arrows. Okay, right. Which tactic did William use to win? So yes, horses. That's cavalry. Thank you, Jesse and Paige. Right, and thank you, John. Right. So, which tactic did William use to win? Which tactic? Thank you, Razak. Right, it's called the cavalry. Yes. Right. Do we know what tactic he used to win? So yeah, right. He used a fake retreat. Thank you, Sasha. Very good. He used a fake retreat. So it looked like they're retreating. The foot soldiers went and chased after the cavalry. The cavalry then turned around and decimated them. Okay, miss. Can we go on to the next slide? Thank you. Pretending to flee. Yes, thank you, Razak. So, this is a good one. So, can you name those British Empire flags? Do you know what flags they are? Right, Australia. Australia is the first flag. What? Okay. Right. It looks like the USA. It's not. There's one that looks like the USA. Very similar on the right there. It's not the USA. Look at the flags carefully. Two look very similar. So the USA is not a correct answer. Right, we've got Australia. Thank you, Praise. That's good. Right, now look at the first flag and the last flag. They're very similar. Maybe the two countries which are closer to each other. There's a helpful hint, is there not? There is a helpful hint. Not Germany. Germany was not part of the British Empire. But a good attempt, John. So a country, not Austria, a country that's very close geographically to Australia. You all right, mate? Not Germany. Not Germany. So a flag which is really close to New Zealand. Thank you, Oliver. Do you fancy eating a kiwi? Right, so New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand. Right, okay. Now, there is a country which is just north of America, which is also one of those flags. We've got Australia. It's not North America and New Zealand. So, Jesse and Paige, you got 2 out of 3 there. So, thank you for Sasha and Oliver and Praise. That's good. Canada. Well done, Sasha. We got Canada at the bottom left there. We got so New Zealand is the last flag. Australia is the first flag. Bottom left is Canada. Now we've got a flag of an island which is in the Mediterranean. A lot of people from that island live in London. In fact, my wife is from this place, which is why I put it on there. And my daughter is therefore half from that place. So here's another flag. It's a beautiful island in the Mediterranean. Many of you might have been on a holiday if you've been lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough. Plenty of sunshine. It's between Turkey and Greece. It begins with a C. It's not Spain. Spain isn't an island. It's not Greece. It's not Gibraltar, but good guess, Jesse and Paige. Cyprus. Well done, Razak. Cyprus. So we've got Cyprus, we've got Canada, we've got New Zealand. Now, well done, Charlotte. Well done, Oliver. Okay, there's also another island, and it's in the Caribbean. It begins with B. If you're from the island, you would be called Bajan. Bajan. There's a massive hint for you. What flag is that? Flag number 2. If you're from this island, you'd be called Bajan. Not the Bahamas. Not the Bahamas, but very close. Barbados. Yes, Charlotte. Barbados. So, now there's a flag with HK on it. That's a massive hint. That's a massive hint. Not Holland, okay, and not Bali. But anyway, there's a flag with HK on it. HK. It's very close to China. Hong Kong. Well done, Oliver. Well done, Oliver. Okay, now that last flag, I wouldn't expect you to know it. Okay, if you did know it, I'd be massively impressed. It's the flag of the East India Company. A British company used to rule over a massive part of India. Okay, so Miss Shallow, thank you. Can we go over the next slide? Thank you. Let's go to the next slide. So thank you. That was a good one. Right, here we go. This is a nice easy. All right, match the ruler to the country. So, guys, you just got to get it in the chat. So this is a nice, quick, easy activity. Who was George Washington the leader of? Who was Charles I? Who was Tutankhamun? Who was Mussolini? Who was Tsar Nicholas? Now, you got to think. Got to think. Okay, Washington, USA. Well done, Fareed. All right, 1 USA. Yes, that's correct. George Washington. Yes, we got USA. So well done, Oliver. Well done, Sasha. Well done, Fareed. 2 is UK. Yeah, I see the way you're doing this, Oliver. Okay, right. So 2, yes, and well done, Fareed. Tutankhamun is Egypt. All right, yes, 3 is Egypt. Well done, Oliver. Yes, well done, Sasha. Well done, Ava. Right, 3 is Egypt. Yes, oh. So Razak has done 1 USA, 2 UK, 3 Egypt, 4 Italy, and 5 Russia. Yes, well done, well done. Well done, guys. Okay. So, right. So, yes, well done. We've got all of those identified. That's excellent. I'll tell you, I told you to make short work of that. Well done for your quick-wittedness, guys. Right, so can we go on to the next slide, Miss? The next slide. Right, this is a comprehension one. So, guys, what you need to do, Miss, I think, do we put this link on Slido or will we put it in the chat? I don't know how they're going to quite access it. So they'll need to access this to read it. So it's a link for Henry VIII. Okay, and you've got a little bit of reading to do. And, well, I'll be watching out in the chat. And as soon as you can answer the questions, as soon as you can answer those questions, I'll say we can just get cracking on, really. All right. So you've got 7 questions. When was Henry crowned?
Right. So what I've done, I've just copied the link and I've put it into the chat window. I'm not sure if anybody else is able to open that.
I haven't seen yours in there.
In Slido. So I've put it into Slido.
Into Slido. I mean, I think I could put the link in myself. If I send the link to myself on Google Chat, I can then do it on my phone and put it in Slido because I seem to be in it as a. But I've already got a correct question in there. So, right, full 1509 for June. I tell you, these guys, Miss, they're really good. I'm going to send that link to you because then I can open it up myself. Right, so let's have a look. Quick look. Chat. Right, bunk. Right, copy text. Let's go back to Slido. Right, yeah, I'll put mine in. I'll put the link in just in case I need to get in there. So, right, let me just have a look at my teacher copy of my pre-prepared lesson. So, yes, 1509. 1509. So, yes, we've answered number 1, 1509. Henry was crowned in 1509. Okay, Sasha, I think you got his date of birth there. Okay, lovely. All right, so Henry was handsome, vain, and a great. What else was he? What was he? When he was young, he was great at something. So if you're reading it, all right, well done for 1509, guys. That's the answer to the first question. King is not the right answer. Henry was a handsome, vain, and great. I wouldn't say he was a great king, to be honest. So he's decidedly average at best. But anyway, number 2 is not king. So if you're reading that text, when he was young, what was he good at? Eater. Right. Okay. Guys, I'm going to tell you the answer number 2. And it should be, there's a lot of text to get through, so I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you the answer to that. Number 2 was a sportsman. Okay. He was a good sportsman. In fact, he was extremely fit when he was young. He was extremely fit when he was young. He could put on his armor and get on his horse without any help. He needs to be very strong to do that. So number 3 is not 15. Well, the answer I'm not looking for. He might have gone to France to war with France multiple times, but that's not the answer we're looking for. So yes, thank you, Oliver, for saying sportsman. So can we find? Okay, well, it's actually, I'm going to tell you the answer if you can't get him within 30 seconds, guys. Right, the answer we're looking for is 1513. It's the Battle of the Spurs, but he did go to war multiple times with France. Okay, so 1997 is definitely not the answer. Okay, John? Right, there were multiple wars he had with France, so but there we go. Okay, right, what was the problem with Henry wanting to divorce his first wife? Why could he not divorce his first wife? What was the big problem with that? You may be aware of this one before. You may have it in your own knowledge. What was the big problem with Henry wanting a divorce from his wife? Religion, yes. So I'll accept that answer. Thank you, Oliver. It was a big no-no in the Bible. It says, what God has put together, let no man separate. So divorce is basically, you can't do it. So the Catholic Church, the Pope, would not let him do that. Okay? So what church did Henry establish so he could have his divorce? Which church did Henry establish? Thank you for your comments, guys. Let's go to number 5. Which church did he establish? Church of England. Well done, Razak. Thank you. You've been on the board tonight. So, how many wives did Henry have executed? How many did he have executed? Not too cracking around that. So, Jesse, it's a bit of a complex question. A lot of people think he started the Protestant faith. He didn't really do that. Okay, so yes, Ava and Razak, that's the correct answer. 2 wives executed. He really kept the Church of England, it's going to sound a bit odd, in a Catholic style. And it wasn't until his son Edward became king that the Church of England became truly more Protestant in its faith. More plain churches, the Bible translated into English. The church vicars not wearing what we call investments and stuff like that. So yeah, a big change under him. Okay, and Elizabeth I went for a middle way in religion, which is why the Protestant Church, the Church of England today, is really a mix between the Protestant and Catholic faith, in my opinion, anyway. Right. Okay. So what did Henry do in 1536? He did marry his brother's wife. Well done, Jesse. Okay. So his brother, King Arthur, not King Arthur, Prince Arthur. He married Catherine of Aragon first. Yes, Razak. He had Anne Boleyn executed. That's true. But what did he do in 1536? What were closed, for instance? Right. So it's called the dissolution. He dissolved something. In fact, you can see them in Abbey. If you've ever been to Abbey Wood, what is in Abbey Wood? There's a famous. If you can see, there's like all bricks and it's all broken. If you've ever been to Abbey Wood, no, guys. Right, it's called the dissolution of the monasteries. Okay, the dissolution of the monasteries. Okay, now. Yes, you got the Abbey ruins there. Now, guys, here's a lovely one for you. A good one to end on. Yeah, Lesness Abbey. Well done, guys. Good answers. Okay, let's go on to that final slide, miss. Let's go on to anagrams. Let's go on to the anagrams. Now, can you solve these? Thank you. Ava's got one already. Anglo-Saxons. Well done. Right. Yes, well done, Fareed. Right. Oh, right. We've got divorce. Right. So, yes, Razak, Anglo-Saxon and Churchill. Yes, Churchill. Well done, Ava. Oh, British Empire. Who got that? Well done, Jesse and Paige. So, divorce. All right, okay. Now, number 3. Right, who's going to get number 3, though? Everyone has been got. This one always is difficult for people to get. So, well done for divorce. Yes, divorce is correct. But what is number 3, guys? You'll kick yourself if you don't get it. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. Well done for British Empire, Nathan. Yes. But number 3, guys. What's number 3? All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is hard, yes. Countries. Countries is the answer. So, Miss Shallow, I think this is the time, is it not, that I hand over to your graceful self. Is that not true? There you go. You can show you've got the answers right there. Right. You're on mute, miss. I'm going to mute myself. You're right, miss. It's still on mute.
Typical. Okay, this is what I get for being technician as well as being in front of the camera as well. Mr. McPaul, what an amazing session. I'm walking away myself having learned a lot about these 8 faces. I think the only 2 people I recognize. Well, that's a lie then. Okay, I recognize a bit more, to be fair. I recognize all of them, to be fair. Thank you so much for that brilliant session. Mr. McPaul, before you leave, obviously, you have to choose one and one only winner. So based on participation, engagement, and obviously getting the most correct answers. I know exactly for me, as I was watching and listening behind stage, I was listening to what Sir was saying, and I'm going through the chat window and I'm looking at your answers, your comments. I came down to 2 possible winners. So I'll let Sir decide. So I'll give you a minute to maybe just scroll through the conversations, if you didn't pick up on who was one of the most active. So it's all about participation. And then obviously the person that got the most correct answer that participated quite a lot, because there were 3 groups really and truly that participated quite a lot. I think John has just joined us. Hi, John. John has left it like, I'm going to just come in for the celebration bit. I think that's what John has done. So as soon as you figure it out, please just raise your hand and let us know. Oh, it says got it already.
Okay, so it was close, guys. But Razak won the day, I think. Razak, was number 1. But I'd like to say well done to Oliver and Jesse and Paige. Yeah, you were also brilliant. So thank you for your participation.
Yeah. So my 2, obviously you're right, Jesse and twin. Sorry, Paige. Jesse and Paige obviously nailed it as well. But my top 2 is Razak and Ava. So well done. Well done. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing, horrible history session. Right, in the chat window, write down one thing that you have learned, one thing that you now know that you didn't know before you saw Mr. McPaul today. So in the chat window, let's go through it. 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 Right. So I didn't know that was Barbados, you know.
We learn new things every day. I mean, it's not their current flag; it's their British Empire flag. So
that was my one. Obviously, the Hong Kong one. That when you said HK and I saw the HK, I'm thinking, oh. I think, to be fair, your clues were the ones that led me to know, what they were. So other than Australia and New Zealand, everything else was.
The Canada one, actually, there's a little. It's quite hard to see, but it's got the leaf. It's got the maple leaf on it.
Oh, okay.
So,
right there.
I only put Cyprus on it because my wife's from there. So it's quite hard to tell. But Richard of Lionheart, actually, he went to that island when he was on his crusades. So I think that's why it's got the lions on it.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't even know that Cyprus was an old British empire.
It's been part of 5 different empires. It's got a fascinating history, has Cyprus. Okay. It's the only island which it can reach 3 different continents: Europe, the Middle East, and Africa.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Interesting times.
Interesting facts as well. Okay, so we have got how many wives Henry VIII had. How many wives Henry VIII executed, not even had? Countries in the same for me, Oliver. So yeah. Jess says, thank you. I learned that the winds changed in September, not 9 a.m. Was that the battle?
Yeah.
I learned the empire flags. Yeah, I think that's one that we've all kind of like picked up. Do you know what I forgot? Farid as well. Obviously, he was on my top in terms of like participation. That's
yes.
True. Yeah.
Yes, Farid. So
yeah.
guys, a lot of you were very good participation.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I'm very actually impressed, I have to say.
So. You had Nathan, Sasha. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we're slowly moving to the bit that you've all been looking forward to. Bam, bam, bam. Well, it's not from the maths checkout though. It was from the WOW PE checkout. Okay, so let's go and listen to our favorite. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are you sure you're ready? I know I am. Right, because there were no primary schools, like I said earlier. So these are the runners-up. So well done to Charlotte from Fairford, Razak from East Wickham, Aidan from Northumberland Heath Primary School, Ava couldn't work out what primary school you're in. So Ava, when you do your checkout today, make sure you attach your primary school to it so we can recognize your primary school as well. And then we had Gracie's friend, obviously. So Gracie had a +1 in the session, and you are allowed to do that. You're allowed to ask your other friends who are not coming to BA to actually go on our website, click on the link, and then they can be in this with you. They can take part in the checkout as well. So it's a matter of just writing your name. So you don't even have to say you're Gracie's friend. But I like the fact that Gracie's friend wrote Gracie's friend. Okay. And so in fifth place, no primary school, just fifth place. Any ideas who that person is going to be in the chat window? Who reckons came fifth? If you were here last session, or if you were not here last session, but you did the work after, do you reckon you got fifth place? It's Bradley B. I haven't seen Bradley in the chat window today. So well done to Bradley. Can we all show Bradley some love? Well done, Bradley. And then in fourth place, any ideas who reckons they're going to be fourth? Or they're all going for Ava, or that was for fifth place. Maybe Ava came first. Okay, so it's Jamie. Once again, there are no primary schools attached. This is kind of, it's a shame. Okay, so in third place, who is it going to be in third place? Okay, so in third place is the one and only, it's Ryan. So well done, Ryan. Okay, and then at position number 2, so second place goes to Kobna. Kobna is not here today. I haven't seen Kobna in the chat today, but well done. And then, we ready? Are we ready? Yes, 6, are we ready? So we do our nice little head roll here. Here we go for it. Right, there is a primary school for first place. So, in the chat window, is it your primary school? Let's go and see who is in the chat. Is it East Wickham? Is it Castellan? Is it Hillgrove? Is it Bursted Woods? Is it May Place? Is it Upland? So, which primary school came first place? Is it Royal Park? Oh, somebody's gone for it. So they've said, so Jesse and Paige have said Dylan from Bursted Woods. Okay. Oliver's like Upland. What other primary schools do we have? I mentioned Royal Park. Oh, is it Brampton? Okay, I think I should put you all out of your misery because nobody has actually come through and said that. I feel like they've actually won a few times because I feel I've said this primary school's name, I've mentioned this primary school a few times. It starts with a B, guys. It starts with a B and it ends very well. So what primary school starts with a B and it ends very well? So do you have any ideas? Was that like a dead easy giveaway?
My dad went to that primary school.
No way.
Right.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Jesse and Paige have it, I think.
Yeah. So well done, Jesse and Paige. So it is Beating Well. It is Beating Well Junior School. So do we remember anyone that was here last week that came from Beating Well that was in the chat window? Who do you reckon is taking first place today? Drum roll. Bam, 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 bam. Right, Charlie D. So well done, Charlie, if you're watching this. Well done for coming first place. Wow. Okay, so that's it for today's session. So on the school's website, so if I go onto the school's website, let me share this tab instead. Remember, we've got all these videos, all these different lessons that you have taken part in. So for today's session, so if you haven't done the checkout and you're here today from last lesson, it's there. So you click on that, it will take you to the checkout. And if you haven't done the checkout from the art lesson, click on that. It's going to be on there as well. If you haven't done the checkout from maths, click on that. It is going to also be there. So with that being said, let's come over to today. So today's checkout is right there. So let's go click on it. Remember, it's the person that gets it correct. The most correct answer, right? Make sure, please enter your primary school. Okay. So in my case, I am Bexley. I type very fast. It's just the internet is very slow. Right, so that's my primary school. It's called Bexley Heath Academy, and I'll put my name. My first name is Miss, believe it or not. Very common first name I have. And then my surname is Shallow, so I put both my names on there. And I'm going to go along, read. If I get stuck, because I want to get it all correct, I might just go and research. No harm in doing that. So I might go and research my answers from the session. And then I can go and submit at the end. Okay. Right. Any questions before we go? We've got 4 minutes. Oh, you need permission. So it's going to go ahead and adjust that if it's saying you need permission. I'm not sure about that question. Are we going to make another video to do shout outs? Oh, I see what you mean. I think so. I almost feel like this shouldn't be like the last one. I feel like we need to have, okay, I know what would happen. So you remember we said how you've got your taster sessions on the 5th and the 6th of July. So in those lessons, in your very first session, I'll put the winners from today's checkout. Really good question there, Farid. I like that. Any more questions, please? We still got time. We've got 3 more minutes. Whatever questions you have. For those of you that are not able to attend the taster, it's 2 days. I know that some of you, your primary schools have got a trip on the Tuesday, so just come on a Wednesday. And I think for some primary schools, it's the other way around. You've got your trip on the Wednesday, so come on the Tuesday. Okay, obviously the 2 sessions build on each other. So for example, you might have maths one day, and then you might then have geography in the second day. The main thing is you're going to have 4 BA type lessons in person on ground. So it's actually worth you taking part in at least one of those days. One day is better than none, so to speak. Also, we're going to have summer school. So summer school is going to run from that last weekend in August, so the 31st or the 30th, right? So do attend if you can. If you're not on holiday, do come. It's a really good opportunity for you to come and then get to know or to see the people that you're going to be in year 7 with on the Monday, and it just gives you that extra time to get accustomed to the school grounds as well. So if you can. Okay, don't worry. Sarah's going to fix the checkout. Says on it, says on it, says on it.
I've done it. I've changed the settings already, so okay. It should be okay.
So Sarah's actually changed the setting, so you should be able to have access now.
So where it says restrict to Academy's Enterprise Trust, I've turned it off. So it should have updated. It might just take a little, I don't know. Yeah. It should do it immediately, but with the internet speeds these days and all that.
Yeah, they've just got to refresh as well. So if you refresh, It should all be there. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, 6. Well, we've now come to the end of our session. It was lovely having this moment to spend with you all every Thursday. Not only did you get to experience what a lesson at BA might look like virtually, we also got to celebrate each other, and you also kind of got to know each other through the chat and the various different communications. I look forward to seeing most of you on the 5th of July and some of you on the 6th of July. And I hope for those of you that I might not get to see, have a lovely summer, and we cannot wait to see you come the first week in September. So from myself and Mr. Mac Paul, the horrible historian, dun, 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 adios, adios, adios. Au revoir. Bye.